Welcome back to the Unathletic, everyone. When we were last with you, we were talking about the very first country club segment that we've ever done. Both of us are feeling very dignified, and now it's time to plummet back into just being rude and obscene, right? And so now, we're going to actually let you know who is riding the bus this week. Nate, who or what groups of people will be riding the bus this week?
Well, starting, the bus is divided into two segments.
Oh, man.
In the front of the bus, we have West Ham fans.
Oh, man, this is like segregation.
You said it, not me.
Okay.
West Ham fans who were... West Ham is not having a very good season. There's a chance that they might get relegated. And so West Ham fans who've been very upset with the performance of their team actually surrounded the owner's box, you said?
After running on the field.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Some fans ran onto the field because, look, that's one of the things, when your team is crap, that's one of the things that fans do is they run onto the field. Last year at a Rams game, 2 fans ran onto the field. I was there for that game. It was absolutely hilarious. But anyway, that's besides the point. So some West Ham fans ran onto the field. They were, escorted off the field. And afterwards, some West Ham fans, they surrounded the owner's box and were very upset with the owner and said some things that we cannot repeat on air. But the owner actually had to be escorted out of the stadium because it was a dangerous environment for them, but that hails in comparison to what we saw in Greece, where a owner
for PAOK FC.
Yes, after a decision did not go his team's way, they had a goal that was ruled offsides. He actually came onto the pitch, and he was strapped. He was strapped, and for those of you that don't know what that means, he had a gun. And because of this, the Greek Super League has been suspended.
Yep.
They're not playing anymore because of this very ugly incident. And just shows, that to some people this is like bigger than sports. And actually, speaking of fans running onto the field, I saw a video of at a dog show. Someone ran onto the
what?
Someone ran onto the I wouldn't call it the field, but like they were presenting the best in show, and someone ran on and had to be escorted off by security.
Oh my god!
So
okay. We don't necessarily mean to make light of a guy running onto a field with a gun. Obviously, that's very. No. But I think it's just worth pointing out just how extreme these fan bases are, and the reason you're riding the bus is like just. Dude, like, why the heck a gun? It's literally an offsides goal. He probably, needs to see some other kind of help. But, bringing it back to the West Ham fans, where was the security at? I want to know during the West Ham game. I don't know if you saw the videos of what actually went down, but essentially the fans ran on the field and like players like Mark Noble had to like push the fans to the ground because security was not coming out to get them, and so it was essentially West Ham players yelling at their own fans to just get it together. And I think it was oddly like symbolic of just how the season has gone, and it was really amazing. I think Chicharito, welcome to the MLS, right? I don't know how much worse it could really get at West Ham for them, even though they have players like Marko Arnautovic, who's really had a fantastic season. And we talk about Arsenal and them objectively having good players. West Ham, I honestly thought with the objective talent, bringing in a striker like Chicharito, they were going to be a top 10 side challenging for the Europa League. Like, they were probably as good as it got outside of the premium top 6 sides that we're usually accustomed to seeing in the Premier League. So kind of bad news for West Ham in terms of where the club is headed. You mentioned it; they might be headed to relegation. But
I saw a funny tweet about this incident that said West Ham punishing supporters who ran on the pitch by renewing their season tickets for next year.
Yeah,
and one of the responses to the tweet said, "Well, the fans are in luck because Championship tickets are less expensive than Premier League tickets." So,
oh my god, yeah, and they really just don't like playing in the London Stadium. They love their old home. I believe it was Upton Park was their old stadium, and that's where they've just developed so much history. And they feel like this new stadium, even though it's gorgeous stadium, beautiful, like brand new. I think that it shows where soccer fans like prioritize like what they want to see in their team in terms of like the history and wanting West Ham, they're no Chicago Cubs, or maybe they are because the Cubs didn't win for a long time, but it's like imagine the Cubs moving out of Wrigley Field to some like brand new, like to Marlins Park or something. I feel like that's maybe a good comparison because Marlins Park is pretty it's nice but kind of obscure. And so West Ham fans ride the bus. Definitely. So We're coming to an end on this episode of the Unathletic. So Nate, I want to hear from you what you will be watching this week in the world of sports.
Well, I don't think it's too hard to figure out that I love college basketball and March Madness. So actually, one of my friends is in town. He goes to NYU. He's on spring break, and I'm actually just gonna go over to his house Thursday and Friday, and just probably Saturday, Sunday, just watch games all day. Shout out to my homeboy Josh.
There you go. Do you have classes on Thursday and Friday?
That's besides the point. Anyway, Ben, what will you be watching?
I will be watching Arsenal's second leg against AC Milan. I know that's what I said last week, but I'm feeling good. Going into this second leg, I'm going to have to... I actually believe it's a 1 p.m. start time, so I think I'll probably have to pull up the match beneath my desk while I'm in class, because I'm not willing to skip class like some people. But yeah, it's all good. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be watching this coming week, and I think that does it for us this week on the Unathletic. So thank you guys so much for listening in. We really appreciate it. Remember, Friday is Rev Up Those Friars, so check them out on Friday. They'll be up on iTunes, and we'll be back next week, next Monday, to give you all the updated information on everything going on in the world of sports. So thank you guys very much, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace, everybody. Like what you're hearing? Well, I've got news for you. You no longer have to wait a whole week to hear from your favorite sports personalities. Hi, I'm Nate Wiggins, and Ben Friedel and I have got you covered. Give our show, The Unathletic, a sports podcast, a listen. We release new episodes every Monday and are committed to bringing you the best content. That's right, the very best content.